You've probably heard of Think and Grow Rich, right? It's pretty much a legendary guide for anyone who wants to build wealth. But what if I told you the real secret hidden in its pages actually has nothing to do with money? That's what we're going to dig into. So let's get into it. This book wasn't just some guy's opinion. Napoleon Hill spent 20 years of his life studying over 500 of the most successful people of his time. We're talking titans of industry, brilliant inventors, the whole shebang. He was trying to find a formula, a common thread that connected them all. Now, of course, everyone picks up this book to learn how to make a buck. It's literally in the title. But here's the twist. Hill himself learned a really hard lesson that challenges that whole idea. What if the real wealth he was talking about was something you can't even put in a bank? Let's start with this first big idea. This book is about so much more than financial gain. And you know what's interesting? Napoleon Hill's own life is the perfect and maybe even painful illustration of this. I mean, by any standard, this guy made it. He had it all. A massive, sprawling estate up in the mountains, a full staff of servants to wait on him. He even had not one, but 2 Rolls Royces. He was the living, breathing example of the wealth he preached. But his actual life was total chaos. And this quote, wow, it says it all. He had the money, but his home was a revolving door of people. His privacy was non-existent, and his mind was anything but calm. He had the riches, for sure, but he wasn't truly wealthy. And this whole experience led him to a pretty profound conclusion. Peace of mind. That's the ultimate wealth. It's the freedom from fear, from worry, from all that negative chatter in your head. Without it, all the money in the world is just empty. So how do we get it? Well, Hill argues it comes down to 3 specific masteries. The first one, and honestly the most important one, is to take complete control over your own mind. This is where it all starts. Hill's primary tool for this is something called autosuggestion. Basically, it's a way to turn your goals into self-fulfilling prophecies. By repeating what you want over and over again, you actually imprint it onto your subconscious mind. You do it until you develop this unshakable belief that your goal isn't just possible, it's inevitable. And his own life is such a powerful example of this. As a kid, everyone had written him off as a problem child, destined for trouble. But then his stepmother looked him right in the eyes and said, "You are wrong about this boy. He is a very alert and intelligent boy." Her belief in him completely transformed his own self-belief. That, he said, was the end of his 6-shooter days. And the great thing is, Hill didn't just leave this to some abstract idea. He laid out a very practical 6-step process. The key here is to be incredibly specific about your goal. And then, through daily repetition, you embed that goal so deep in your mind that it just becomes a core belief. But look, mastering your mind is only step 1. A belief without action is, well, it's just a wish. So next, you have to master your actions to make it all real. The second principle sounds almost too simple. Be stubborn. Hill found that a lack of determination was the single biggest reason people fail over the long haul. The successful people he studied, they made decisions quickly, and more importantly, they stuck to them. They just had that resolve. But being stubborn doesn't mean being isolated or pig-headed. This is where his famous mastermind group comes in. It's your inner circle, a tight group of trusted advisors and friends who support you. And crucially, this group acts as a shield, protecting your determination from what he called the cheap opinions of others, so you can keep moving forward with conviction. So, you've mastered your mind and your actions. The third and final piece of the puzzle is about how you deal with the outside world, especially when things go south. It's about mastering your circumstances. And this leads us to what might be one of the most powerful ideas in the entire book. Hill believed that every single setback, every failure, every bit of misfortune contains the seed of an equal or maybe even a greater opportunity. It's not a roadblock, it's a course correction. Just think about history for a second. Abraham Lincoln went through a heartbreaking string of failures before he ever reached the presidency. Or look at Thomas Edison. His hearing was badly damaged as a kid, but he said his deafness was actually a huge help because it saved him from distractions and taught him how to hear from within. So we have these 3 masteries, right? Master your mind, master your actions, and master your circumstances. But Hill said there was one supreme secret, one single thread that connected all 500 of those successful people he studied. What do you think it was? This is it. This is the absolute core of his entire philosophy. This is the one idea that makes everything else work. Here it is. Anything the human mind can believe, the human mind can achieve. Notice he didn't say wish for or hope for. He said believe. Belief is the engine that drives everything else. When you truly believe something is possible, your subconscious mind just kicks into overdrive. It sharpens your senses to spot opportunities you would have missed, and it focuses all your energy on one thing, turning that belief into a reality. So ultimately, Hill's message is that the greatest power any of us has is the complete control over our own mind. And that leaves us with a really powerful question. In a world full of noise and doubt, what will you choose to believe?